Welcome to day 18 of Squatchmas. Today we're going to look at something quite unique, something that I don't remember seeing much of anywhere, except for maybe one book. I don't think it's ever found its way online. This may be a first. But before we get into it, maybe a little background is in order. Roger Patterson is probably most well known for the Patterson-Gimlin film, a film from October 20th, 1967 that purports to show a Sasquatch. The film has created a lot of controversy, some believing it to be a hoax, while others believing it to show a real live Sasquatch. Roger Patterson died young. He died in 1972. A little less than 4.5 years after the 1967 film. In some regards, there's a bit of mystery to Roger Patterson. What we're going to look at today is his high school years, and specifically photos from his yearbooks and what he was doing in his various years of high school. When I was in high school, we had yearbooks for grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12, and funny enough, in Ontario, where I was born, Ontario, Canada, we had grade 13. We don't anymore, but we were one of the few places in the world that still had a grade 13. In the case of Roger Patterson, he went to high school in Yakima, Washington. He had grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, but the yearbooks for his high school didn't put the freshmen in the yearbook in so much as showing them in their homerooms and things of that nature. It really only started in sophomore, which is grade 10. So that's where we'll start. We'll start with Roger Patterson's sophomore year, his grade 10 year. I'll put the class photo up, and I want you to take a moment to see if you can find him in the many faces of his fellow classmates. Obviously, if you've never seen a picture of Patterson, you don't know what he looks like. So why don't I start with showing you a photo of Patterson in his later years, and then maybe you can find his face. For those who have already seen Patterson's face and are familiar, it might be easy for you to find him. So here's a photo of Patterson in his later years. And now here is Patterson's sophomore class. See if you can find him. Roger Patterson is in the second row. He's the last individual on our right. Why don't I put him in a red circle, since that's a very popular thing to do in Bigfoot research. So there he is. And now I'll show you the class list showing you his name. You can see the list of row 1 students and then row 2, with Roger Patterson being the last one listed. There he is, grade 10, sophomore year, Roger Patterson. Now, those who don't know, Roger Patterson in adult life was quite short. 5'2" is what he's reputed to be in height. There he doesn't look too short, especially compared to the individuals to his right or left. He looks about average height, but he probably didn't grow too much after grade 10. Here's a cropped photo, zoomed in, of Patterson, and those who are familiar with his face, you can really see that it's Roger Patterson. Patterson was known to be extremely athletic and quite agile. So it's no surprise that he was involved in sports in high school, and in sophomore year he was a part of the B squad, the football B squad. And I'll show you a photo of the football squad, the B squad. There it is. See if you can find him. If you guessed number 26, you are right. In looking at the uncropped photo with the names of the squad, you can see that Roger Patterson is in row 1. He's the third person from our left, and he is number 26. And again, you can see it's clearly Roger Patterson if you know his face. And on the football team, he does look rather small. Cropping the photo and zooming in, you get a pretty good picture of a very young Roger Patterson, number 26 on the B squad, sophomore year. For Patterson's junior year, grade 11, he doesn't appear in any of the homeroom photos. Now, whether he was absent that day or whether he was just too cool to be in the photo, I don't know. But he does again appear in one of the football squad photos, and this time he made it to the A squad, which was a pretty big deal. Once again, I will put the photo up, the cropped team photo, and take a moment, see if you can find Roger Patterson in his junior year football A squad. If you guessed he's in the first row and number 22, you are absolutely correct. He's the third individual from the left in the first row. Let's take a look at the listing for the A squad. Row 1, you see Archie Hill, Sidney Monwai, and Roger Patterson. Third from the left, number 22, grade 11. When we crop the photo and zoom in, there he is, number 22, grade 11, Roger Patterson, his junior year, playing on the A squad. Patterson's senior year is definitely his most interesting when it comes to the yearbooks. But before I show you anything to do with him, let's take a look at this page, and I want you to see if you recognize any names on this page or any faces. I'll give you a hint. The middle student, Albert Diatley. Albert Diatley would become Roger Patterson's brother-in-law because he married one of Roger Patterson's sisters. Al Diatley would also help to fund Roger Patterson's expeditions, and it was at Diatley's house where the Patterson-Gimlin film was first screened. So that's an interesting addition to the yearbook for the history buffs out there. Getting back to our focus of Roger Patterson, I want to show you a photo that's not of Roger Patterson or anyone that I'm aware is related to Patterson. However, there's something very interesting written below the photo, and I want you to take a look at that. Let me crop that and zoom in and read it for you. Elected to reign over the homecoming dance on October 19 were Marilyn Laughlin and Al Perry, Princesses Nancy Udell and Janice Van Tulle, and Princess Roger Patterson and Doug Regal comprised the rest of the royal court. Patterson was one of the princes of the homecoming dance. Interestingly, on October 19, the Patterson-Gimlin film was filmed supposedly on October 20th. That's just one of those coincidences. But it just goes to show you that Roger Patterson probably was a fairly popular student at his high school. It doesn't appear that he was looking for attention, let's say, as some would like us to believe. Let's take a look at Patterson's senior photo. There he is, Roger Patterson. It also lists his interests and his club involvements and team involvements, and they are Boys Glee 3, Baseball A Squad 2, Football A Squad 2, 3, 4, Gold Y 3, 4, and FFA, which stands for Future Farmers of America. Strangely, there's not a team photo of the A squad for Patterson's football team. They only list the B squad players, but there is a photo of Patterson being tackled. Here's the page showing that. Realize that it's the third photo that you want to look at, the one where there's someone being tackled, in a white jersey by someone in a darker colored jersey. I'll crop that and zoom in. There you see it now. Third picture, Roger Patterson stopped for short gain by Gonzaga. This appears to be the only photo in Patterson's senior year to do with football, showing him. I really hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for some more great stuff coming your way.
Please support this channel by subscribing and leaving comments. Stay well, stay safe. Here's wishing each and every one of you a wonderful holiday season. Merry Squatchmas, everyone!